They're getting close, these two.
They are.
McDade is suddenly
Amazing.
found a second
Oh,
win
they're right on him.
Jewis defends Wood, and now it's four abreast here. This is magnificent. McDade makes the move on the inside. Oh, contact! Contact! Three of them got together. Edgar's done it.
Johnny
Edgar's won the British Open.
Won the title in the
don't
last
believe
corner.
it. Absolutely unbelievable. They come together. The top three.
We're back here at Larkhall in Scotland for round 3 of the Stevenage Sheet Metal Super 1 British Karting Championships this weekend. 2 weeks ago we were here for the Iami O-Plate event, and in this final turn Cian Jewis led into the corner, but he ended up in these bark chippings. This weekend he's looking for some payback. He's in the Honda Cadet class, which is equally as competitive, but this time he wants to come through this corner and make the checkered flag. Will he do it? Hold on tight. This is the Super 1 British Karting Championships. Now, I just mentioned Cian Jewis in that little piece before the opening titles, and Cian joins me now. Cian, just talk a little bit about the British Open in the Iami Cadet. You're in Honda Cadet today, where you are the British champion, but that's a one-weekend British Open event a couple of weeks ago, led into that final corner. Just talk about your feelings a little bit when that happened.
Yeah, well, we're going into the last corner. I didn't really expect anything to happen, but I ended up getting put into the bark chippings, and then there was nothing I could really do. I got stuck and I ended up wheel spinning, so I couldn't get out of the bark.
But what I like about you, you're only 12, but you've got a very mature attitude about things. You didn't throw your dummy out the pram, you just pulled the cart out the bark chippings and drove it across the line. And for you, it's just one of those things, I know. But let's talk about this weekend. I know Super 1 means a lot to you. You're already the British champion in the Honda Cadet class. Now, in that class, talk about that one first. You've got a lot more competition this year, haven't you?
Yeah, there's a lot more competition this year, especially with the kart, making it a little bit harder where we haven't had time to test it. But it's definitely coming along nicely. We're getting the good results that we need, so we can hopefully wrap it up this year.
So hopefully looking forward to a good result here. You've got a few people in front of you in the championship, so a little bit of work to do. And in Iami Cadet, that's the 2-stroke. Now you're trying to do what nobody's ever done before. Oliver York won 2 cadet titles last year. You're trying to win 2, but in your case it's a 4-stroke and a 2-stroke title. That's never been done before, so you've got a chance to make some history this year. What does that mean to you, the chance to put your name in the history books?
Yeah, that'd mean the world to me. Trying to do that this year would be amazing.
So all eyes are on Cian Jewis to bounce back from his disappointment 2 weeks ago. Miles Apps alongside him on the front row of the grid with Harry Thompson and Mark Kimber on row 2. Tom Canning and Dragon Pinsent with Keaton Samra and Chris Lullum on row 4. Plenty of talented racers to keep an eye on, particularly Alex Lloyd and Thomas Pegram on row 12. And Jensen Butterfield down in P30. He has to start this race from the back of the grid after some bad luck in the earlier final. It is the Hondas that are on the circuit at the moment. Away we go. Good start as everybody peels for that left side of the circuit. And there's a little bit of jostling into the first corner. A bit of contact. Standing starts. Very new, of course, for Super 1 this year. And there's been a bit of contact. Rogers has taken on Dimitrov. They've come together. Oliver Clark has been collected in that, as too has Nicholas Reeve. All 4 of them have gone together. They look like they've all rejoined. But Cian Jewis, the number 1, has got himself into the lead very nicely at the start of this one as he makes his way through the Super 1 TV Chris Coulthard curve into McNish, the right-hander, as the field jostles its way through the first few corners on the first lap of the race. Some nice moves in the mid-pack. Trying to watch Butterfield make his way through from the back. I think he has made up a few places already, so definitely one to keep an eye on through the course of the race, as a few more drivers make their way through. Up to second place comes Kimber. Does he on the way into the first corner at Stewart? Yes, into second place he goes. Very nicely done. And he's already battling with Miles Apps. There is Mark Kimber, winner in Super 1 at Larkhall last year. and he'll want to do it again in 2014, and he's already setting after Cian Jewis in the fine fashion we are used to seeing from him. And he's already got quite a tall order to close up on him, though. Look at the gap between Jewis and Kimber already. Third position, the 17. Harry Thompson still pushing hard, trying to move his way back into position with Miles Apps in the O-plate in fourth position, still trying to push his way back into the podium position, but he's got trouble of his own because he's got Tom Canning in the 7 and the 98 of Dragon Pinsent closing up, and that's a warning flag. That's Ollie Hall who gets the warning flag there on the second lap of the race. Now, is that going to be for track limits, or is that going to be for a little bit too much contact? That's going to be an interesting one to sort out later on. Apps again on the back of the 7 of Tom Canning. Canning trying to hold his own. He's giving a signal. Come on, let's get after the top 3. Down the Cleland Straight they go into Coulthard, the right-hander, and then up towards this left-hand hairpin, McNish. But Cian Jewis is looking like he's already got this. Well, I was going to say he looks like he's got this one sewn up. They're closing in on him now. He seems to not quite have the same amount of pace as he did in the opening couple of laps. He's really having to work hard for this one, Cian Jewis, and it's looking like second place man Mark Kimber is actually reeling him in now. Thompson has got a bit of a gap back in fourth position to make up, and he's jostling with Miles Apps. A few more overtaking moves into that first corner. It is the best point on the circuit for a lot of drivers. Here is Tom Canning, the number 7, fending off Miles Apps, his second season in Super 1. He is a very talented boy, and he's got quite a bright future in front of him. Now we've got a 3-way scrap for victory. Jewis's lead is gone, and it looks like Kimber, he's going to size him up for a move. He doesn't make the move on this occasion, but he's got to be careful of Thompson behind him in the 17 as they come off McRae's into Clark and down to the chicane, the famous final corner, which we've christened Duresta. On the inside, Kimber sweeps by Jewis. Very nicely done indeed. That was a textbook overtaking manoeuvre, and he moves up into the lead, but here comes Jewis again, straight on the inside, and Thompson goes with him. Very nicely done indeed, and that is a very stereotypical karting move. You leave the door wide open, and the man behind can make the move as well. It looks like Lloyd has moved his way up into 7th position. Jensen Butterfield, look, he's up to 12th place, having started from the back of the field. That's 18 places he's made up there. I was going to say 20. He's not far from that, though, because he's in a long train of karts in 12th position, trying to make his way through, and the gap is tightening up to the leaders in front, led by Tom Canning in 4th position. They are chasing down the trio in front. Miles Apps there in 5th position, the O-plate championship leader, and he makes the move up to 4th position, and another warning flag has gone out. Who's that for? That's the 32. That's Nicholas Reeve. Now, Reeve was one of the 4 drivers who got caught up in that first corner pile-up. I don't think it was because of that, but maybe something else has happened out there. Here's Harry Thompson, 3rd position, rookie season in Super 1, and he's chasing down 2 of the best in the category, Cian Jewis and Mark Kimber, who makes the sweeping pass up the inside in the right-hander. Jewis has no response for the moment. He's got to try and make his way back through. Very nicely done there from Kimber, who gets into the lead once more. Jewis 2nd, Thompson 3rd, and that's a warning flag for Canning. That's Canning who gets the warning flag. My word, the drivers really are pushing the boat out here this weekend. And everybody seeming to go for the move. Another warning flag, this time for Oliver Bierman, the 87. Things are very tight, almost 3 wide into the first corner in the battle for 4th position. Canning just holds on. Pinsent gets into 5th position. My word, there's a fine line between tough and crazy, and they were flirting with it right there in the first corner. That was tough stuff and a brilliant battle. It looks as though the 31, Thomas Pegram, has moved up. Lloyd has come up into 5th position as well. Great stuff. And just goes to show that you can throw a blanket over the battle for 4th position and anybody's in that. Look, Canning is down at the back of that group. Up the inside. Very nice move there for the 48 of Lloyd as he makes his move for 5th position. Can he get by on the inside of Pinsent? Pinsent gets shoved wide and he's lost a couple of places there. The winner at various meetings, Rye House and Rissington. Here's a look at it again on the inside. Lloyd has the line. No contact there at all. And, Pinsent just getting too much opposite lock. He just goes too deep into the corner. And that's Keaton Samra. Keaton Samra's in trouble. The man from Daventry is in trouble there. We're looking at Alex Lloyd as he battles in the fight for position. But he's had some problems. Jewis up the inside. And the 17 of Thompson trying to get through as well. Alan is down there. What can you tell us about Keaton Samra?
Keaton Samra, Jake, has lost a wheel coming through the left-hander at McNish. The first infield hairpin and he is walking away very disconsolate indeed.
Battle Royale back at the front. Canning, Apps and Lloyd get close together, and there's contact at the front. That's Kimber and Thompson that come together. Let's have another look at this. Kimber moves to the left, so too does Thompson. Kimber just doesn't see him. There's nothing you can do about that. And Alan's got some news for us. What can you tell us, Alan?
Thomas Pegram's kart is smoking and Pegram is off, Jake. Pegram has pulled off the track through the second infield hairpin. He's out of the kart as the leaders go past me. So Pegram, the 31 kart winner 2 weeks ago here at Larkhall, he is out.
Disaster for Pegram. Jewis leading from Thompson and Kimber, who's been given a warning flag. Now surely they can't have decided that Kimber was at fault for that little tussle they had earlier on. He just didn't see him. There's a bit of contact between them, not much he could do about it. He looks to the right-hand side, tucks in for the left-hand side. He's going to get one, he's going to get two! Amazing! Brilliant move there from Kimber. A beautiful little undercut. Alan, you were down there, you got a great angle on it. What can you tell us from what you saw?
What a fantastic move, Jake. Kimber goes from third to first as he goes across the line. Coming alongside now, and Thompson pushes him through. And that's dropped Cian Jewis, who is coming alongside him, down to third place and go down to the bottom of the circuit.
Here we go again, classic Super 1 racing into the last lap here at Larkhall. Jewis is trying to make the move on Thompson. There's contact. Oh no, over the top! And he's riding pinion on the back of Thompson. He gets caught out of it and drops to third position. That was a bit of a bucking bronco ride for Cian Jewis. He just about gets away with it, but it leaves Mark Kimber, in the 5. Scott Clear out in front, and it leaves Cian Jewis defending his third position all the way to the death. He's really struggling to keep Jensen Butterfield behind him in 4th place. It's a win for Kimber. Thompson in 2nd place. Jewis 3rd, Apps is 4th, just pipping Butterfield, who made up 25 places. What a battle.
Going up the straight, me and Harry got tangled, but before that happened, I ended up getting hit into a hairpin and I lost my places. And then when I actually got off Harry at the end of the straight, there's not much I could really do because they'd already gone and I had to defend off 4th.
I had the switch back on Mark coming out the double right hairpin, and then I think Cian tried to get the double switch back, but it didn't really work. He went up the back of me, and then Mark just drove away up the straight. And I'd like to say thanks to Sia, RPM Engines, and to my family.
Mark, a hard-fought win. You won last year here at Larkhall, and you've won again today. You must be absolutely delighted. Tough victory, though.
Yeah, at the start, me, Cian, and Harry just pushed away, and then at the end, Cian and Harry got a bit tangled up, and I managed to get away.
Only just, though. Brilliant victory, but Thompson is your championship leader by just 2 points to Cian Jewis and Miles Apps. 2 points covering the top 3. What a battle we've got to come in this season. Kimber is 4th, Canning is 5th, and Rogers is 6th. More racing from Super 1 at Larkhall after the break.